Hey, welcome back. Let's begin. I won't keep you for too long today, but there are a couple things to talk about, and it's all good stuff. And let's get started. First thing, I'll mention it before. If you saw the picture, you saw the picture, but it's about working comfortably and setting up a workspace for yourself, no matter what that is. 90% of students work on laptops, probably 95%. It's what's affordable. You can carry around, you can move it around, but you gotta set it up in a way that is comfortable so you can work on it, because what you're trying to avoid is fatigue. And it's not just like, oh, my eyes are tired from staring at the screen. That is one thing, but your posture, the where your hands are, everything that you have set up. So it is of great importance, because this is what you'll be doing for hours on end. It's what you do for hours on end. And if you don't have the right setup, you're, making it worse on yourself. So the big one that I like to point out, and this is just if you can, is 90% of all laptops these days have some sort of HDMI out, or sometimes even the USB-C port can be used as an output for HDMI that can be plugged into any available screen, which could be the family room TV. If you have a TV and an HDMI cord, you can plug your laptop into that and have, I'm just joking around here, but like you could have a 50-inch screen. So you're not squinting, leaning over, scrunched up, trying to see that work. Like, find the way to get it as big as possible. Now, I understand money. Well, I can't afford that. I get it. If you can't, you can't. But I mean, if there's times where you have a TV and nobody's using it, plug on in. Like, kind of set up, get your mouse, get your laptop, get a little cord, and see if you can set something up and make it repeatable, that you can do that. If not, no big deal. But you know why I did? Because that's something I did in the past. Like, I didn't always have setups the way I did. The other thing is, I took whatever I could get. If somebody would be like, oh yeah, I got this flat screen TV, and this literally happened, and like the speakers don't work, I was like, I'll take it. And they're like, what? I'm like, I'll take it. I'm going to use it as a screen. I don't need speakers. I just need the HDMI in, and then I have a new screen. There were years up until the dreaded COVID that I worked with two. I had not a laptop. I had a desktop computer that had two outputs, and I used free TVs. They are two different sizes. I think at one point I even had a third one hooked up, because I was like, if you got TVs or old screens, I'll take them and I'll hook them up, and they're bigger than using my laptop, which I have a work laptop, but it's like a tiny screen. And I was like, I'll take anything and for free. Like, I'm not picky, choosy. Like, if it was bigger than the laptop screen, it was perfect. That's a great way to work. Finally, when the pandemic hit and I was like, I'm sitting here way more than I am at MATC, I got myself two screens, but I bought TVs. I bought the cheapest Best Buy brand TV possible, and just was like, I'll get two of them, and it wasn't that expensive. Like, literally, they weren't high res. It wasn't 4K. I was like, I just want bigger screens, and I can zoom in. Like, nobody's sitting behind me trying to watch an Avengers movie and being like, the screen could be clearer, whatever. Like, I can zoom in to make it clear. Like, that's what it's used for. So I got cheap. I went cheap, and I still, 5 years later, I'm still using them. They ain't worn out. I'm still using them. I'll use them until they wear out. There's not a single day goes by that I'm like, I should upgrade to HD, like super high res screens. I'm like, no, not worth it yet. Like, Maybe when those high res are like $100, I'll do it, but not yet. Like, and they still work, and I don't want to make more pollution, whatever. So look around. You may find one here or there, but you should, as I said, be working like this. Sit up straight, mouse, not like this. So then it comes down to, oh, wait, but I don't have that. I can't afford that. There's no access. That's perfect. Put your laptop on some books. I am not kidding you. Get the screen closer to your face. Your mouse can be on the ground. Your hand can kind of hover up on the keyboard because you need that hand on that keyboard for hitting all those special keys you use. That can be high up, and then you have your hand down. Another like cheap thing is you can get for probably $10 a different keyboard that you could plug into your laptop. So that's low. If you wanted that low, those are $10. But get your screen, put it on books. I do this at home. Like if I'm working, I have my studio's in the basement, and sometimes the family is hanging out, and I'm like, I got work to do, but I don't want to be in the basement. I'll bring my laptop up and I'll put it on like 6 books and get it up to my face, and then I'll just work up there. But I raise the laptop up, so I'm not scrunched over looking like this, getting yelled at by my wife, who's a yoga instructor, telling me like, you're hunched over, stop it. So do whatever you can to make your life more comfortable. Set up your workspace. Tell people, this is my workspace. See those books? Don't move them. Those are my books. That's what I put my laptop on. I'll take care of it. Like, this is my setup. I need my little quote unquote studio. It will change the way you work. You'll work happier. You'll work longer. You'll work better. You'll work faster if you're not always bent over squinting. Nobody does that either. In the real world, like all my friends who are designers, they may have laptops, and sure, once in a while they go to the coffee shop and do some work, or they have to take it with them for client meetings, whatever. But as soon as they get home, they plug that thing into a bigger monitor, and they're not working. Like it's a secondary monitor. The laptop becomes like their tiny monitor, and then their big one is the one they use. So it's nobody really works only on a laptop. But do what you can. Do this. All right. Now the real word. Now the real bullet points. All right. I'm going to show you how to typeset bullet points and typeset them correctly. I get so many times like these bullet points that look like this, where it's all just run together, or somebody just like, put a bullet point like this one. Like, bullet points are meant, and you may be saying, well, Joel, but who cares? It's just bullet points. You are visual communicators. You will not believe how many things in life, like for your clients, will need bullet points. Like, oh, we have 4 things we want to talk about in this presentation. You're like, okay, got to make bullet points, got to make bullet points, got to make bullet points. It's a big thing, and you need to start doing them correctly. Bullet points are like little pockets of information, and that's how they should come across to people. This is a bullet point. It lives alone. It's separated from all its friends. It's got a bullet in front of it, and it is aligned correctly. This is wrong, and like there's a bullet point, then there's a space. These are all jammed together. I don't know which bullet point is which, and that second line is out. It should be in line. Here this was done, the old-fashioned way. Well, I just use the old space bar, made my own. Like, no, the computer will do it for you. And I'm going to show you in both Illustrator and InDesign how it can do it for you. Now, there's limitations again, because it is a computer and it is solely, the algorithm is set up to do one thing and you can't adjust it. But then you kind of go in and you adjust it yourself. You find out how to do tabbing which is a pain in the butt, but you can learn how to do tabbing. I'm not going to teach tabbing today, but I'll teach you the auto set. 2 auto sets, I think, that will help you create these bullet points with just a few clicks. And they'll turn out nice, clean, and legible and everything. So let's do that. I'll start with InDesign. All right, I got this InDesign page. Oh, where's my oh, sorry. I was like, where's my properties panel? I need that. All right, I got 5 sentences here. And I need them bullet pointed. Everything looks good. If I'm going to grab this, the first thing I'm going to do, of course, every time we typeset is make sure we turn off the hyphenate. We do not want any hyphens, or we make sure that the hyphenate is set so there's no hyphens. I hate, like, having it checked is wrong. Unchecked is right. I don't know why you'd ever be like, I want everything hyphenated. Now, here, I have it. I want bullet points. There's type and bulleted numbers and lists. Apply bullets. It does it. It does one part. As you can see, it added bullets. It's got a decent space here, but we can adjust it. But it didn't put the spaces in the middle. All right. So we just go to our paragraph. And as you can see, there's numbers set here, okay? And you can play with these numbers and change stuff. And part of it is just click. Okay, so that pushes it away from that edge. This moves the bullet point. All right, now the best one is this one is gonna open up the spacing in between each one. See how that's working? And you can type in numbers, you can do whatever you like and change things. Now, the big one is, let's just say for some stupid reason, I wanted Illustrator on this next line. And so I grab the space and I hit the return and like, shit, now it made bullet point. I don't want that. Or I'm trying to get rid of like a really bad ragged edge. Well, every time I hit a return, it makes another bullet point. We want to do what is called a soft return. I love it, soft return. I'm going to select that area and I'm going to hold down Shift and then hit return. And that keeps all the information correct. And it softens the return. It's saying, I want this word on the next line or whatever on the next line, but I don't want to introduce anything that I have built in to the bullet point algorithm to make it a bullet point. So it's a soft return. So when I write comments to you, I will sometimes say, just, go behind the and hit a soft return, put it to the next line. That's what I'm talking about. The soft return means that you don't have to adjust anything else. It'll just add it, wonderfully put it to the next line. Here's a return, bad. Soft return. Soft return, and it just adds it right in. So you can start with that type, bullet numbers and lists, and then you're like, oh, I hate the way it looks. Boom, remove the bullets. And then you can remove it from a single paragraph. So when you do bullet points, work on that. Look at it. It does it for you. These text boxes are great. Watch all the information in your paragraph panel. As we know, now that I removed that one, it's all messed up. But if I want to go back, I just select that work and then it's showing me all the information again, right? Perfect, easy way to do it. Here's the fun part. Illustrator's the same way. Where is it? What? I'm there. double click that paragraph. I want to see everything. Now here, oh, come on. There we are. Paragraph. Here in Illustrator, they have it as a set, bullet points. Then I just do the same. Like, we play with these numbers a little bit. I can play with these numbers a little, you know, figure out what the numbers are doing for you. Extend it, reduce it. And then same thing. If I'm like, oh, I want ideas, you know, like graphic design is the art of visual communicating. I want ideas on that next line. I don't hit return because that sets a new bullet point. Shift return, soft return. I want logos on that next line, soft return. I want, you know, move things around, expand. I don't like that. Soft return, motion, soft return, done. So they work, you know, very similar in both Illustrator and InDesign for getting bullet points to, you know, congruently work together, be together. And then this is, you know, it's all set up too. Like, then you're like, I want to adjust my leading, you know, like it adjusts the leading to everything the same way. Like all this still works the same. I want, oh, I can increase the size of the font, you know, everything. I have to go back and, you know, fix my soft returns, but that's easy to do. So it kind of keeps it all set up. So whenever you do bullet points, use the proper bullet pointing techniques so they all look good, clean, and wonderful. Yeah, and play around. You know, like none of this is like, you know, I always feel like, you know, I show you and take 15 minutes to show you. A lot of it is just like playing around. I tell my Illustrator students every time I meet, Tuesdays and Thursdays when I meet with you guys, I Google stuff all the time. And by that, I mean like, how do you do that? I need like offset bullet points. I'll be like offset bullet points in design, Google search, and I'll look it up. Do that. It is amazing time saver. It helps you get what's in your head out onto the page because somebody's done it, and there's always a way to do it. So if you're like, oh, how do I do that? Look it up, you know, like ask Google, and it'll tell you like, this is the way you do that. And then you learn something. Literally almost every day, I ask Google how to do something I want to get done in InDesign, Illustrator. I don't use Photoshop all that often. So in those two programs, because I'm using them every day and I'm doing stuff every day. And every time I'm using them, I'm looking for ways to speed up my process and be like, you know, like I used to hand do bullet points. I can still hand do bullet points and set them up and get them to look exactly like that. Takes me longer. Now I just go to the bullet points because I feel like in the past, the bullet point system wasn't as nice. I could be wrong, but I just, you know, old dog learning new tricks. Like I started on these programs 20 years ago, and then like in my head, they've never changed them, but they keep adding stuff. And then finally I'm like, oh, look, they finally added this thing in. But I mean, you could read books on it, but they add in so many features that like 90% you don't use, but you just need to know the ones you do use because we are designers and we kind of like have our systems. So yeah, that's how you do bullet points and work comfortably. No more of this. All right. Don't do that to yourself. Figure out a way. I should be pretty set on things with the class. I think I'm up to date. I will double check. If not, I'll get to it as soon as I can. I am in the midst of the family flu. I'm the only one who doesn't have it. So I'm a little more busy. And then tomorrow I have a 2-hour dental appointment to get a tooth fixed. But that's in the morning. So after that, instead of me answering stuff in the morning, I'll get to it in the afternoon. Hopefully feeling real good. All right. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, one, you can ask me right now, or you know how to get a hold of me. I'm always around to help out, or not always. Like tomorrow morning from 8:20 to 10:20, I will not be. I'll be in the dentist's office. So, all right, take care. Enough about my crud, and I will talk to you on the discussion boards or next week Tuesday. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.